Well, Richard, welcome to Yorkshire Business Focus.
Morning, Ian.
Absolutely brilliant. I love that. I love that. So just tell us a bit about Renew Legal and your story so far.
Yeah, so we're Renew Legal is a employment and commercial law firm. We're based in the centre of Leeds. We're a team of seven, soon to be eight people, and our split is probably about 50% employment work, where we advise employers on all of their employment law needs and requirements, and then about 50% which is commercial and corporate work.
So was there one evening when you sat down by the fire and decided, well, this is the practice I want. It's not going to head into dispute. It's going to be looking for interesting business. And if you did sit down by the fire and make that decision,
what I could probably offer was a business where we could employ people who had this ability to come and enjoy what they're doing, without having to think on a Sunday evening that they had something on the desk for the Monday morning that was work that they didn't want to do. So we're very clear that we don't actually want anybody to be doing work that they don't want to do. And I thought, from having worked in and not that I've worked in lots of places, but I've worked in a handful of practices, some excellent and some not so excellent. I probably thought that, I think we can do that better. I think we can.
So what's your key to attracting great talent then, in the face of that dearth of available resource?
Well, I think for us, the challenge has been actually sitting down with people who are interested in coming to work for us. And once we can sit down with people, we can explain to them what we're trying, what we've done and what we're trying to achieve. So as a practice, what we're trying to achieve, in terms of our team of people, is the environment where everybody's coming into the office every day, wanting to actually physically do the work that's there, and enjoying it. So we don't talk a lot about work-life balance, which is one of these things that you hear quite a lot. We don't talk a lot about work-life balance.
Why not? It's a very, very important subject.
Well, it's talked about too much without people actually really knowing what it means. So for me, I've always, and this was, somebody said this to me probably 20 years ago. If you work hard every day till about 6 o'clock, or no later than 6 o'clock, you shouldn't really be working, or shouldn't need to work many more hours than that. And as a practice, we should be billing very, very highly if everybody's working solidly until 5.
So what's the basis then of not working past 6 o'clock? Because there are plenty of lawyers that do, and it does seem to be a kind of rite of passage.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a personal view, isn't it? But if you work 9 till 6 or 8:30 till 5:30 every day solidly, I would, in terms of certain junior lawyers, I would question what quality you're getting from them beyond 5:30. Not to say that I haven't worked late in an evening. I'm sure you have. It's just how life is as senior people within a business. That's just how it goes. We have to sometimes make the work fit with the time that we've got. But work-life balance for me isn't finishing at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Work-life balance is actually being happy in what you're doing, so that they kind of flow together. So there isn't this distinct line between, I must finish at 5 o'clock because that is going to give me work-life balance. Work-life balance for me has been fundamentally happy on a Sunday evening that you're coming into work on Monday, and that feeds into a number of things. It feeds into how you're treated in the workplace. Who are you working with? Who are the team? Who are your colleagues? Are you paid appropriately? And one of the big things for us is the quality of the work that our team of people are doing. Yeah. So we want people to have their own personal value. So we don't want people coming to work dealing with low value, bottom of the barrel work. And for me, that feeds back that all feeds back to that work-life balance of being happy in what you do. I think that it is only fair because everybody works hard. And last month we changed that, so we sacked off the 8 o'clock start. So Friday now is 9 till 4, just on the proviso that everybody gets done what they've got to get done.
And that then it continues to contribute to the happiness piece, doesn't it? If everybody gets
Yeah,
done what they need to get done, they go home happy. That's
and
that's
yeah.
one of the interesting parts. We hear so much about mental health in the workplace, but I love the fact that you guys, as a lawyer's practice, have taken mental health in the workplace and just say being happy. That's
Well,
amazing.
I think it as well. I don't actually think it's that tricky to treat people particularly, just treat people well. Pay
So
them
why
what.
do you think some businesses don't? I mean, I'm guessing you worked with some practices in the time where you haven't felt that you've been
Yeah.
treated well.
And I think some people, some business owners take the view that what they're selling to people is a job, and therefore it's a job and you're expendable because
And
you've.
and are you not selling a job?
Well, I'm not selling it in that way,
Okay.
because I'm not looking at my team and thinking you'll stay 2 years and I'll just replace you. People will come and go. Of course, that's just the nature of
Yeah.
it. But fundamentally, you want people who want to be with you for the longer journey, and you
And what are
want.
what are the key parts to making it so that people want to stay with you?
So I think, particularly with younger lawyers, I think it's you must pay them an appropriate rate of pay.
Yeah.
Um, at the end of the day, we all get to a point in life where money might not be the most important thing. So earning another five
Interesting.
grand might not make a difference to
And
you.
when you say get to a point, is that a timeline point, or is that
Yeah.
we've got all our fundamentals met,
Yeah.
our fundamental
I,
needs
I,
met?
yeah, I think for most people, maybe when they get into the 40s, might have a view that they might earn 5 grand less because it involved less travel or they were happier in what they were doing. I think if you're a younger lawyer, you kind of want the best bits of everything. So I think you want to know that you're being paid the market rate. You want to know that you're being paid appropriately. Um, but equally, you want to be treated well. So we've developed or managed to develop a culture in our business where we don't have any blame culture whatsoever. So
Nice.
everybody's able to challenge everybody else. So we have
And
a.
how do you set up that kind of culture? What component parts need to go in place?
I think you need to be able to accept your criticism from your own team. So I'm very keen on having collaboration. I'm very keen on everybody talking, if necessary, about something that we've got, piece of work we've got going on. And I welcome the opinion of some of my colleagues, some of
Hmm.
who as well.
Yeah.
And I welcome these are bright people. These are opinions you
These are
want.
people you really enjoy working with, aren't
Yeah,
they,
love
Richard?
working with them. I mean, I'm fortunate. We interviewed a solicitor earlier in the week who's accepted a role with us, and we spent 20 minutes just telling her how much we love coming to work. And how much we love coming to work and working with everybody within the team. And
Amazing.
genuinely we do. And I think everybody within the team is the same. And I think it's this strange thing that some just bringing it back to that point around, we do an awful lot of employment work, so we see an awful lot
Yeah.
of how not to manage teams
Yeah.
now, not to
Yeah.
manage staff. And the biggest mistake I think people make is just looking at staff and seeing them as a commodity, just seeing them as, well, they might stay 18 months, but I'll easily be able to replace them. Well,
Yeah.
that's not going to generate a culture where your team wants to fight for you, and they're proud to work for
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, a firm in Leeds who've been great at doing this, Blacks are a great example. You see a lot of their staff doing lots of things, and they're very proud to be employed by Blacks. The starting point should be just treating, it's a bit of a cliche, isn't it? They kind of treat people how you want to be treated. But actually, you probably won't go far wrong if you do. And actually genuinely being bothered to ask people how they are more, not every second of every day,
No,
but
but to actually ask them, but
yeah,
with care and
yeah,
consideration that you want to know the answer
and
rather than
yeah,
it's just
and
a platitude.
understand what they've got going on in their lives that might
Yeah,
impact. We've very clear to people that, look, if you're having a rubbish day and there's a reason for it, just tell us. We all have rubbish days, don't we,
yeah,
because of things
yeah.
going on. But if we know, then we can work around that. We can make sure you're okay. So again, it's that being very open, ensuring that people are able to be open with us. Um, and I think that you get paid it back in shovels, literally, by
I
people,
love that.
because
Yeah,
when people trust you and they know that you genuinely care about them, then they're very open. And I think that's one of the great things about the
no,
team.
nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah, it's
Great,
true.
isn't
I still think fundamentally a lot of this comes around to just who you are as a person. If you genuinely sit there
it?
feeling that you want the best for everybody, then you'll implement that. I don't think you
I
need.
love
I'm
that.
not sure it's something you can be taught. I think you either want people to be happy, or probably you don't, and it depends how particularly with
Correct.
pay. Some
Yeah,
people are some people's approach is, well, I'm going to pay you as little as possible because I
yeah.
want to extract the maximum from my business. And that's okay to a degree, except that it's not, because you'll never build a
Never
sustainable
build that trust.
well, you'll never build a team that's going to sustain itself.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's the point. Because people are not silly. Everybody knows what
Love
they're
that. I
worth.
love that. I love that intrinsic culture.
Look, this is a high performing team who are performing day in, day out. They're happy with what they're doing. And I think the highlight was probably that there's a conversation around um, people taking holiday. So
Yeah,
we had a conversation within the business, which was that people had too much holiday left. And this was, I'd spoken to people about it, and the response was that, well, actually we don't take our holiday because we'd rather come in. And I think when you've got a team, and we're a relatively young team, but when you've got a young team of people telling you that I'd rather come in on a Friday than take a day's holiday and sit on the sofa watching Netflix, which was what one of them actually said. And I mean, nonetheless, I mean, we're very generous with holiday. So, we're very generous with our holiday. We want people to take plenty of holiday. Um,
nice.
so, yeah, I think that was probably the
Yeah,
highlight for me.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And what will be the highlight of 2025?
2025, the highlight will probably be probably I would think just the continued growth. We've got a couple of guys who are due to qualify
Yeah,
as solicitors, so that'd be quite an achievement for them, but personal achievement for me, seeing them, one of who you know quite well as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So seeing him qualify will be a great moment for him, but a great moment for me as well, because it's someone I see as part of the team, for many years to come. So
Brilliant. I
um,
love that. Love that. What a great story. Well, I have to say, it's on the series, to find a happy, loyally practice in Leeds is a really rare find.
Yeah,
And
there are
it's
plenty of people. There are plenty of other,
happy lawyers out
legal
there.
firms. We're not unique. Somebody asked me recently, "What's your unique selling point?" So we're not unique because there are plenty of people doing what we're doing. There's plenty of the smaller law firms in Leeds who are doing great things with equality, with diversity, with just ensuring that people are treated well. So
Absolutely.
there's plenty of practices around, all achieving what they're setting out to achieve. So
Nonetheless, the important message coming out of this is keeping the team happy and well engaged is so important and such an intrinsic part of your business.
yeah, it is it's a massive part of the business for lots of obvious business reasons. Recruitment, productivity, all of those obvious things. But actually, as well, and it's really easy to get wrapped up in that productivity point or that recruitment cost point.
Yeah.
But actually, fundamentally, it's a personal point. And the personal point is that we just want people to be happy. It's the symptom is that the business benefits.
Yes.
And
The law of precession says if you make people happy, if you allow people to be happy in the workplace, then naturally the business will thrive as a result of it.
So it's not being done because productivity will be great. We try to ensure people are in a great place because we want people to be in a great place. So.
Absolutely brilliant. And I think on that note, we should end this. That's a brilliant finale. Is that?
Thanks,
Richard,
Ian.
thank you very, very much indeed for being on Yorkshire Business Focus. It's been an absolute pleasure learning more about Renew Legal.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed.